Sports fans, I know how much you've loved this series on the top NBA draft prospects. So I'm excited to announce I've launched a Patreon account where you can get access to tons more videos just like this one on all the other college and European stars who will be drafted into the NBA this year. I'll alternate between draft scouting videos and breakdowns of your favorite players in the NBA. But that's not all. Every week, you'll get access to 5 in 5, a fast-paced look into the NBA news of the week, and Quick Hitters, where Coach Dave and I break down our favorite actions that NBA teams are running. You in? This is Josh Jackson. He is not this Josh Jackson. This Josh Jackson plays forward for Kansas. Here are his measurements. Josh Jackson is kind of like Andrew Wiggins, but he moves a little bit more explosively. Let's start out by looking at Jackson's most common attack, the spot up. Needless to say, he's got explosive athletic ability and at 6'8" can cause matchup problems for lots of wings. While he doesn't shoot a lot of threes, you can see when he hops into the shot, he can smoothly transfer all that power from his legs into the shot with good rhythm. And while he moved well without the ball to find openings, we'll show you in a minute why his jump shot mechanics could hold him back from making these consistently in the NBA. He also showed the ability to shot fake and put the ball on the ground before pulling up. And this step back off the drive might really remind you of Andrew Wiggins, as well as he can easily elevate over the defender for the jumper. The one thing I was a bit surprised at was his floater game. He can control his speed by going off both feet and finding a soft release. You don't often see a guy this tall and long resorting to the floater, but he's got it down and it will be a viable shot for him in the NBA. And there's evidence of some off-foot footwork as he jumps off the right and shoots with the right, good body control and balance. That brings us to his jump shot and its issues. There are times he hangs in the air slightly, disrupting the rhythm on the release. When he has to move into the catch, he also struggles to get all the parts aligned properly before shooting it. At times, there's a bit of a hitch to his jump shot before he releases, which would tend to cause the ball to miss. One of his biggest problems is that he doesn't get his forearm angle in proper position early enough. This should be locked in around 90 degrees before lifting up into the shot. You can see here that he's still getting his elbow bent on the way up. Then, his wrist is also not extended back until way late. These two moving pieces would cause anyone's shot to be inconsistent at best. However, when he hops into his shot, much of the rhythm is maintained and looks much better. Let's move on to transition, where he can show off his impressive athletic ability, but also his ability to control it. Too often, he's going too fast and out of control without any ability to maintain proper balance and touch. Of course, he's very young and still adjusting to the powers his body possesses, so it's only natural to see plays like this where the focus drops for a second and the easy shot goes awry. With more experience and maturity, his decision making should improve so he's not left improvising shots at full speed in the air on the fly. And if he works hard on his ball handling skills, he'll avoid the off-the-dribble turnovers that plagued him throughout the season. There is some evidence of his promise on the break, like this change of pace euro that hits the backboard pretty hard but goes in. And off this nice steal, he can turn on the afterburners and elevate easily for throwdowns. There is also no shortage of hops when he gets out there, as all manner of alley-oop can get flushed with no problem. Off the ball, he showed good instincts when cutting to the hoop, but had slight struggles with the actual finish at times. On this similar baseline cut, he displays more of those hops I was telling you about, as he had to hover in the air for a second to grab this lob and slam it home. Jackson doesn't just pass and stand around, he has instincts to pass and cut, and his teammates found him for many of his highlights on cuts like these. However, on drive and dishes to him, there were times when he'd just rush it and miss the short shots badly, or shy away from the contact, getting stuck up in the air with nowhere to go and an almost impossible shot. Jackson did get to run some pick and rolls, and the results were problematic. Primarily, the issue was when he went to his left. On these attacks, he seemed to lack the confidence to go strong, and as a result, ended up tossing up some wild shots out there. His overall handle needs to improve a lot, as the position he'll play in the NBA demands skill in driving to the hole. Going to his right was a different story. He seemed content to use the screen but not be aggressive, then pick up his dribble early and throw some ill-advised cross-court passes. So his decision making and experience in the pick and roll will need to improve drastically if he wants to use this in the NBA. On drives to the hoop, he does like to rely on this one-footed running bank shot with his right hand. And while this move is effective against lesser athletes at the college level, he'll have to develop something else to score against NBA caliber defenders. On the other side of the ball is where Josh Jackson makes NBA scouts drool a little bit. I like how he can move his feet and keep his hands up and off the offensive player, something that limits foul calls and enables his quick hands to get steals off of passes. And he's got cat-like reflexes and long arms to get in there and rip it before the ball handler knows what's going on. I like his engagement and energy on defense, and it looks like he's got good spatial awareness to understand where he should position himself, and yet he's ready to pounce on the loose ball in a split second. While his energy isn't great to start this possession, I really like how he reads this play and gets into the passing lane early for the steal, something that will help him as a weak side defender in the pros. Another example of good court awareness. He's supposed to bump down on the roll man, but sees the pass coming and in an instant has the steal, triggering the fast break. I like how he has the lateral quickness to keep in front of his man, and the bump here gets just enough separation so that even though it was a good contest, the shot goes in. He just needs to improve his core strength a little bit. He also looks to have the ability to guard 1 through 3 at the moment, and he has had many possessions of guarding multiple players on the perimeter where his length could cause problems for anybody shorter than him trying to get the shot off. I like how aggressive he is here to start, but there is too much hopping around, causing him to be behind the play and easily beat. He also needs to learn a bit more discipline to avoid careless reaching in on NBA guards that simply won't give up the ball on a reach like this. But if he does get switched out onto a guard, just look how quickly he moves and the advantage he has with his height on his closeout. The bottom line is that he brings great energy and focus on the defensive end, and a good NBA defensive coach should be able to tap into that and allow him the freedom to be a disruptive force all around the court, guarding multiple people. He does get beat on this play and needs to learn how to finish the whole play, but there is a terrific foundation here. So there you have it, sports fans. Josh Jackson is likely a top 5 pick, and I believe most of his value is being placed on his ceiling and potential. He is still very raw and needs to do a ton of skills polishing over the next few off seasons. But if he trains hard and trains well, he should improve consistently to become a real asset to whichever NBA team drafts him.